the soul which wants you to access all of your talents, to become worthy of the energies of God. A person who has been tried, a person who has been tested, a person who has been forged in the fires of Mount Doom, a person who is a made man, a self-made man. And all of the myths from ancient times talked about by Tolkien, Beowulf, and Jung, about Perseus, and about the Hobbit, and Orodruin, the fires of Mount Doom, and the dragon Smaug, who lies on a mound of gold. And before you can get that gold, you got to kill the dragon of fear. The mind-forged manacles of fear is not just killing the dragon, which is not a nice thing to do. Killing, it's against the law. Murder is against the law. But to transmute that dragon, that demon of the ancient deep, the Balrog of Morgoth, it's not just killing the Balrog. It's not just killing Smaug the dragon. It's transmuting the Balrog, the demon, into an angel of talent, to purify that demon, which is the ability to do something, but because it's a demon in a very bad way, by transmuting that demon, by transmuting that dragon, you can create something beautiful, and you can release showers of that gold, internal and external gold, from within your inner being. You can access all your powers. You can transmute all your fear. And you can become that which you were born to be. You're born as a little seed. And within that seed is the genetic nature of the tree, of the great oak tree, which can shelter all of the animals and all of the human beings beneath its branches. And all it takes is 500 years for it to grow. But that genetic information, that seed is within you. And all of the explosions of anger are when that seed is compressed by a concrete block, and it cannot reach the sun, and it cannot reach the water. And that little seed becomes so violent that it tries to drill through the concrete block to get to the sunlight. And when it can't drill through the concrete, it explodes into revolution and the guillotine. Far better to transmute that concrete block, to learn the techniques of removing the trauma, the pain, and the fear within. And we talk about the ancient myths as having a meaning. Not a scientific meaning, but a meaning of that which you need to do in order to attain to your potential, to speed up your evolution so that you can attain that which you were born to be. That's incredible. And yet, these ancient myths, once you interpret them, they teach you that which you need to do in order to attain to your soul, to attain to the intuition whereby you know that which you need to do. When you have a purpose, when your life has meaning, when your life has significance, and every action on your part is aimed towards the benefit of yourself, your family, your city, your country, and the whole human race, because the whole human race is one. We're all different. We're all individuals. I'm not. We are all individuals. That's Monty Python, by the way. We are all individuals, says Brian. And there's a guy at the back jumping up and down going, I'm not. And all the rest of the crowd is going, we are all individuals. Well, we are all individuals. We all have the potential of being individuals. And it is only the fear and the pain which damp down the individualism into a political correctness which is dead as a concrete block. Another brick in the wall, said Pink Floyd, and they were absolutely right. So these myths are essential to understand what you need to do to attain to your potential. Not to lie in a darkened room watching television all day long and feeling that there is no purpose to your life. Purpose, meaning, significance comes when you attain to that internal and external spiritual energy, which is your birthright. If you haven't got it, you need to get it. And this is how. Understand the myths first. You need to understand the myths, and then you get it. Okay, so here's the first myth that I'm going to talk about this afternoon, and it's called the myth of Perseus and Medusa, the Gorgon. And the thing about Medusa was that she had this head, and it was covered all over with snakes. And when anybody looked at her face, they were frozen with terror, like a rabbit before the headlights, ready to be knocked down. People talk about the action of fear is fight or flight. But no, the action of fear is to freeze you dead. Is to freeze you dead so that you can't move. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the mind killer. And when that Gorgon of fear looks at you, you freeze. And you can't move. What are the snakes? The snakes are the little dragons. And if you are not a moral man, as was Commodus in The Gladiator, the movie, which won all of those awards by Ridley Scott, and the father, Augustus, of Commodus, the young prince who would become emperor, he said, Commodus must not become emperor. Why? Because he is not a moral man. Now, Commodus had a brain the size of a planet. And yet, within him were dragons. Within him were snakes. And every person who has not attained to morality, any person who has not attained to conscience, that still, small voice